Hey, Fairweather fans. It's Wong and Pistol Pete back after week 3. Very unpredictable week 3. Nick Mullins barely misses the 20-point prediction that I had, 19.72.
God. I didn't even realize he was that close until you texted me that. I was like, he's not getting anywhere close. 'Cause I saw they were running the ball, and then I looked at his stats. Got like 350 yards and a touchdown. I was like, this dude's slinging it. And I know the Giants are bad, but you were you're still reaching. It was close, though.
Very close. I was always a fan of Nick Mullins before Jimmy G got there. I thought he could have been a starter somewhere, especially at a subpar team.
No, he can sling it, and I think it says something about Shanahan. Like, he coaches offense great. He puts the guys, his guys in successful positions.
Well, he got Kirk Cousins a huge deal.
Yeah, that's true. But what are you paying up?
So since we didn't get any offers for bets that I could take,
yeah, thanks, guys.
We decided that I have to just give away $20. That's what we concluded. So if you're watching this, like and share, and we will pick someone at random that liked and shared, and I'll send you $20.
Yep, Venmo. Yeah. Are we gonna spin the wheel? How many people are we gonna do?
Well, however many like and share it.
Well, there's gonna be a lot of likes.
Yeah, they have to do both, and then we'll put those names on the wheel and we'll spin it next week, and then I'll send out the money.
All right, you heard it. You want $20? Like and share it. But yeah, we'll go on to the next one. So we're gonna do things a little differently. We are not gonna do the start 'em sit 'em this week. We're gonna do a waiver wire first, and then a buy low, sell high segment.
Yeah, since we are getting more into the season, and the crapshoot of the beginning of the season is gonna start slowing down, and the good players are gonna start showing their colors, and same with the bad players. And we're gonna guess who those players are.
Mm-hmm.
Because at this point, we're guessing. I'm just kidding.
So the waiver wires. Who's your first one?
So my first one is still the same as last week. Mike Davis. I looked, and he's only owned in 77% of leagues.
That should be 100. I don't know.
Should be 90.
Yeah.
So that's why I still put him on there, because he's still available out there for some reason.
Yeah, he did work too. Like, he had a good game last week.
He did, and he will continue to do well until Christian McCaffrey comes back.
Yeah, I don't think that's anytime soon, honestly. Like, I would pick him up. My guy's another running back, Myles Gaskin. That kid's impressive for the Dolphins.
Yeah, I don't know why they decided to go get 2 running backs just to use the guy that they already had.
Yeah.
Spend that money elsewhere.
Exactly. And he's just better than Jordan Howard and Breda to me.
I wouldn't go that far.
He's better than Jordan Howard.
Jordan Howard is a good running back. He just doesn't get the opportunities, obviously.
Pick up Myles Gaskin, drop Jordan Howard. Next guy.
Fantasy-wise, I agree. Just in terms of who's better, I'm still not sold Gaskins is better than Howard. First 3 years, Howard had 1,000-yard seasons. Goes to the Eagles. But I digress. The second guy I have is Brandon Ayuk for the Niners. Had a massive game. And he's only owned in 21% of leagues.
There's just nobody out there for the Niners. And Brandon Ayuk, was he a high second-round pick? Or from first? He was up there.
Yeah, he was a high draft pick. And even when Deebo Samuel comes back, I think his stock should actually rise, because then they have to concentrate on 2 guys instead of just Ayuk.
Yeah, I like Brandon Ayuk. He's talented. That end around was nice. He's just an athletic playmaker out there, and they don't have many of them in San Francisco. So, yeah. So pick him up. My second guy, crushed it last week. I mean, he's not going to do this every week, but just go pick up Rex Burkhead. The Patriots like Rex Burkhead.
They really do.
He's not like the most talented guy, but he's going to get the touches. And Sonny Michel, he did well too, but I'm taking Rex Burkhead.
Sonny Michel did do well. I don't know about Burkhead because of the whole carousel of running backs that they have. Like Damon Harris. I mean, he got hurt, but
yeah, when he comes back, that's the guy you want.
That is definitely the guy you want.
Yeah, who's your last one?
So my last waiver pickup is Justin Jefferson. I feel like we talked about this last week. So he's owned in 38% of leagues, so more than likely he's out there for you. Had a huge week this past week, and I don't think that's an outlier as far as him doing well. He's obviously not getting you 30 points every week, but I think his floor is now 10 points a week.
I love Justin Jefferson coming out of college. Every time I watched an LSU game, the guy was wide open.
Yeah.
He's a great route runner.
And in college, he did make those contested catches too.
Oh, yeah, he's a solid prospect. I like him going forward.
And fantasy-wise, he's on a team that Minnesota's defense is not what they used to be. They're giving up a ton of points. Their game plan isn't going to work out going forward. Just running the ball and playing defense, that's no longer going to be a thing. They're going to be having to air it out.
Oh, yeah. Not all.
Is going to have to throw the ball, so I'm big on Justin Jefferson.
No, I like that.
Adam Thielen.
I mean, the point is all the targets can't go to Adam Thielen. Like, he's going to have to throw it to someone else, and Justin Jefferson's the guy.
Yeah, right. Johnson, that experiment I think is done with.
Yeah, my last guy, he's an athletic freak. Mo Alley Cox, tight end for the Colts. Jack Doyle, he's just done. Mo Alley Cox is the guy you want, and Phillip Rivers loves throwing to the tight end. He's scored in 2 straight games. I think he's just going to continue to be a red zone beast in that offense.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen anything from Jack Doyle this year.
He looks like he's on his last legs.
What happened? 2 years ago, that was so good.
He's done. Get Mo Alley Cox, but those are 6 guys y'all should target this week. Pick them up. Yeah, they're mostly available. So
I mean, Mike Davis might not be, but I mean that's 23% of you guys should be available.
Yeah, do better.
Do better. So for the buy low, sell high. For my first buy low is going to be David Johnson. He has not done well so far at all, but if you look at that schedule, it's been brutal.
Hardest schedule in the league by far.
And they're still utilizing him, still giving him the workload. He's still making those catches. So, I mean, if you're in a PPR league, he has that value also. So, I'm buying low on David Johnson.
You could definitely get him. Everyone knows I just hate David Johnson. But if you don't, I don't think you have to give up much to get him. So, yeah, if he's available, get him. Because like you said, he's getting the workload. He's the only guy there. Duke Johnson's hurt, so I'd take him. I would take David Johnson. I just wouldn't give up a ton. So
yeah, that's why.
That's a good buy low. My guy, if he doesn't play this week, he will be available. Raheem Mostert, the guy was I know he was a stud the first 2 weeks, but if there's a team with Raheem Mostert and they're 0-3, send them an offer. Like they're gonna listen. They have to.
Yeah,
you can't
just start making moves.
Yeah, you can't just sit on him. And I love what I saw from Raheem Mostert. So if you can get him, go get him.
I feel like that's a change of heart. I feel like last week or the week before, you were very low on Mostert.
Yeah, I was low on him to start the year, honestly.
That's what it was. It was week 1.
Yeah, but change of heart. Gotta think with your head, not your heart.
So I kind of talked about this just now, but my second buy low is Adam Thielen. Again, the Minnesota Vikings are going to be throwing the ball a lot, and he hasn't really done all that well. There's going to be teams that were expecting a lot more from him. Probably lost a lot of faith in his fantasy owners. Take advantage of it.
Yeah, he's only had 3 catches in the last 2 games. He scored a touchdown last week and salvaged his day, but it was 3 catches for like 29 yards and a TD. Yeah, you could get Adam Thielen also. I just think a lot of people are low on that Vikings offense, just like the way they started. I think a lot of people just think it's Dalvin Cook or bust, mostly.
I see that. But they kind of started the year last year a similar way. Maybe Adam Thielen just has to complain about Kirk Cousins again, and then he'll start getting throws.
Yeah, my guy, he's been terrible so far. And I think this is going to be the last week you can get him because I think he's going to have a good game. But I thought that last week. Kenyon Drake. If he does not have a good game at Carolina, then yeah, this is going to blow up in my face. But he was a consensus top 12 pick, and he is just not getting it done so far.
He was definitely a first-rounder.
Oh, yeah, he's a first-rounder.
If not all leagues.
And he has just not lived up to it.
And we expected a big week last week. Because
against Detroit.
But Detroit's defense looked good just throughout. It was not the same defense that we saw the first 2 weeks. So
just typical Detroit.
You never know what you're going to get. They can compete with the best team in the league, and then the very next week, they can get destroyed by the worst team.
Who's your last guy?
A.J. Brown. Now, I'm not entirely sure if you can buy low. I'm just assuming some people have lost faith even though he hasn't played in the first 3 weeks, and some people panic on those players that get hurt. So I'm buying low on A.J. Brown if I can because he's going to come back. He's going to do great. He did great last year.
Yeah, I like A.J. Brown's talent. He did play week 1 at Denver.
We got hurt.
Yeah.
Pretty early in the game.
I do think people are, like you said, like he's not playing. So if there are teams in your league that are 0-3, like I guarantee it. Even 1-2, people are going to start shipping guys like that. They just need somebody to fill in. Like if you could trade one of my sell high guys, we'll get to him. I'd trade Devin Singletary for A.J. Brown. But my last buy low guy is similar to A.J. Brown, DJ Chark. Been terrible, got hurt, didn't play last week, but he is the most talented receiver on that team by a mile. And if DJ Chark comes back, and they're going to be behind almost every game, Minshew loved him last year. If he's right, he could pay off big time. And I think you can get him on the cheap.
You think so?
Yeah, he's a guy who's disappointed all year. Even when he played, he didn't put up a good game all year.
Right. And you're right. That is a team that's going to be airing the ball out.
Who's your sell high guy?
Sell high guy is Johnathan Taylor. I wasn't huge on him to start the season either. And the reason why I'm selling high on him is because people are high on him.
They are.
And he's played 2 below average defenses already and didn't do all that well. I think he scored 12 points last week and 15 the week before. And those against those defenses that I think one of them was Carolina. Should have been.
I like that guy, so I can't go with that.
I understand that they're going to be running the ball. I think
he's going to get the volume.
He just hasn't shown that he's going to do all that well with that volume because he's had that volume for the last 2 weeks and he hasn't really done much with it. He salvaged last week with a touchdown.
He did. We'll see. I'm going to hold on to him just because it's only week 3. He's a rookie. I think he's gonna break out. Honestly, I like Johnathan Taylor. I was just high on him. Your boy can leave though, Devin Singletary. I'm selling high on him if I can. He finally had 14 points last week, and I know Zach Moss is gonna come back eventually.
Yeah.
And if I can get anything, if I can get A.J. Brown for Devin Singletary or DJ Chark, I'm pulling the trigger right now. I just don't want Devin Singletary on my team because his ceiling is so low. His ceiling's not high.
That's fair. They've been airing the ball out. They haven't been running the ball all that much.
They have, but that's why it's so concerning. Like he's the pass catching back, and he's still not producing. So I'm just
with John Brown out, maybe he'll get some more targets.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I agree though. I'm not holding on to Devin Singletary if I can get value for him.
Who's your next guy?
Nick Chubb. I like the guy. Very talented. I have no faith in that offense. Last year, he saved my team pretty much, but he puttered out. Like from week 13 on, the playoffs, he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to happen is Baker Mayfield's not going to be able to make those throws, and then they're going to stack the box. And
be behind.
Then we'll be behind, and then you have Kareem Hunt taking all those receptions. And for me, it just spells just no good.
Yeah, I loved Nick Chubb's talent. And if Kareem Hunt wasn't there, I'd love the guy. Like, I'd hold on to him. But Kareem Hunt just takes so many carries and catches away. I'm just like, I do agree with you. I think he's gonna let you down later in the year because he did it last year. And I hate to say it because I love the guy's talent. I think he's a top 5 back talent-wise in the league.
But we're talking fantasy, so it's understandable.
Yeah, and you could get a lot for him. You could sell him high.
I think so.
Yeah, you could. He had a great game last week. A guy, Michael Thomas. I'm selling high on him. I don't think he's going to come back from that ankle sprain this week. And if he comes back early, high ankle sprains, they just linger. If I could trade Michael Thomas for if I could get 2 receivers like Cooper Kupp and Terry McLaurin or Robert Woods and A.J. Brown or DJ Chark, I would do it. I'd get rid of Michael Thomas, and I think people would pay to get Michael Thomas.
Oh, absolutely. I think that is a hot take. I think that's for what you alluded to earlier.
Desperate teams.
Desperate teams.
Mm-hmm.
If you're 0-3, I don't think it's still time to panic. But if you need something short term, you sell high on Michael Thomas. If you're 1-2, I still say keep him and ride it out because he can still come back and do fine.
That's fair. I just think if you're 1-2 and he's not back in 2 or 3 weeks, you're gonna be in trouble. If you're 1-5 and he's coming back, it might be too late.
It's never too late.
Who's your last one?
Johnny Smith. I think he's outplaying himself, but I also think that's partly because A.J. Brown is out. I think once A.J. Brown comes back, there's another target there, and I think the passing is going to slow down. Also, that's just kind of how Mike Vrabel kind of works. He likes the possession game. That's why they only win by 1 or 2 points.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But yeah, I think A.J. Brown's going to be the guy. I think Johnny Smith is kind of overtaken that spot because Brown's been gone.
Yeah, he's just getting all the red zone looks. He's getting a ton of red zone looks, and I agree with that. You could sell high on him. There's a lot of tight end depth
this year. Yeah,
sure.
Way more depth
than I can remember.
Previous years, it's like the top 3 tight ends, and then oh no, who?
Yeah, that's a good one. My last guy. I'm going to get heat for this, too, because James Conner, he played well last week. I just personally, I know he's going to limp off the field in a week or 2, and I just don't want to deal with that headache.
You know what kind of headache I got from that team? Benny Snell having a 120-yard game, and then the very next game, he has -5 yards or something. Something stupid.
Mike Tomlin, he just wants a workhorse back. He just believes in one running back getting 90% of the touches.
Yeah.
And James Conner, if he's out there, he's going to produce. I just don't believe he's going to finish the year. So I'm selling him right now.
Selling high because he's going to get hurt.
Book it.
Oh, man. The bets that we made last week was just a headache. I mean, I went 2 for 2.
2 and 2?
We're 2-2.
Yeah. Went 1-3, so we went 3-5. We're 8-8 to start the year though.
8-8, not too bad.
Last week
I
was
don't like it.
brutal.
It was pretty brutal. I honestly took all my bets from that I lost on Sunday and just put that much money on the Chiefs because I was just like +3 for the Chiefs. Yeah. And then I put more money on just the line because the money line.
Yeah, that's solid. At least you got your money back.
Yeah. Something just doesn't feel right about just breaking even. I want to win.
Well, we're going to do better this week. So, who's your first pick?
So, my first pick, man, this week was also tough. And so my first pick was the Titans. I'm going to take the money line. It's basically a pick 'em.
Mm-hmm.
Titans were +1. So I'm definitely doing the money line instead. And against the Steelers. Steelers look good, but I have faith in Tannehill and the Titans.
Yeah, when it's a pick 'em, I personally just usually pick the team that's playing at home.
Yeah.
That's just my rule of thumb, even though it's irrelevant a lot this year. No fans, but...
So you say that, and as I was watching the Chiefs game last night, and the audience, the volume of the crowd was so obnoxious. With no one in the stands, I was just like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's bad. It can be, it's just not timed right. Like sometimes when they put in the audience,
Yeah.
It's weird. But, my first pick is, I'm taking them again. The Cardinals at Carolina. 3.5. I just have to book the Cardinals again. I know they let me down last week. Carolina is not a good football team. Don't let it fool you. They beat the Chargers last week.
No faith in Justin Herbert, huh?
A rookie quarterback. They beat a rookie quarterback. Kyler Murray's going to bounce back. Book 3.5. Got it.
I feel like he will bounce back.
I just love that bet.
Just don't like taking a team that just let me down. I'm just kidding. You gotta learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
But like I said, you don't know what kind of team the Lions are going to show up as.
Yeah, they're not one of my bets this week.
Gotta stay away from them. Even though I was tempted to against New Orleans, +4. I was tempted, but gotta stay away from those guys. You don't know what's gonna happen. So I also picked the Bengals -3.
Getting their first win, huh?
Getting their first win against the Jaguars. No DJ Chark. I think that's also the kind of the caveat is I'm feeling really comfortable if Chark doesn't play. Just keep an eye out. So I'm going to wait to see if the official word, which should be coming out soon because he just got like a second opinion on his injury.
Yeah, that's
So
never
it's
good.
never good.
That's never good.
So I'm pretty confident he won't play. But I'm going to keep an eye out before I actually take that. But I'm definitely book that if he doesn't play.
Yeah, I like that play. The Bengals have been close, to getting wins this year against teams that are better than the Jaguars. I'm sorry, the Jaguars just looked terrible last week against the Dolphins.
They did.
And I like Joe Burrow. I love actually what I've seen from him. I think he's gonna have a field day against that Jaguars secondary. So I like that bet.
Yeah, the Bengals defense can't stop anybody though. So we'll see if they can stop the Jaguars.
That's true. I'll take the over on that game too. My second bet, I know it's a huge line, but good teams are just covering lines. And the Giants at Rams -12. I'm taking the LA Rams -12. I don't know if the Giants could cover against Lee Summit High School right now. That team is terrible. They got destroyed by Nick Mullins last week. Jared Goff's playing great.
He is.
I think the Rams are going to cover -12. Just taking them.
It's just a lot of points.
It is a lot of points, and there's a lot of lines last week. The Jets and Giants, they both got blown out by, even though that line last week, we won't get into that. San Francisco, -4 against the Giants. That was weird. Just take the Rams.
Where were you on that last week?
Yeah, I don't know. Monday morning quarterback. Easy for me to say now.
Exactly. armchair quarterback. Yeah, my third one, my last team bet is, it pains me to say it, but Cowboys -4.5. I hate the Cowboys, but they're definitely covering.
I like it. I think Dallas is going to beat the brakes off Cleveland, honestly, at home. I think they're going to have something to prove after that Seattle game. It was kind of a heartbreaking loss, and I'm not letting the Browns fool me. They're not going to win on the road. I like Dallas in that spot. I'd book 4.5 on that.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to dominate that game.
I do too. I like it. I just don't think Cleveland's going to be able. I think they're going to get down early, and they're just going to have to air it out. And Alden Smith might kill Baker Mayfield.
Take his helmet off and slam it into his head.
This third one, I know you're going to hate it, but every time I see a line like this, Bills at Raiders, I'm taking the Raiders +3. Something's fishy about that line, and I feel like Vegas knows something like a lot of people don't. There's always a line like every few weeks that's just like, man, I should smash the Bills at Raiders, but I think the Raiders are going to play better at home. They got embarrassed last week. I'm just going to take the points.
I like the Raiders. I like that because I think the Raiders are better than what they showed last week. And also, the Bills' defense hasn't been showing up.
It hasn't been. They have not been showing up.
So if John Gruden gets his way, he could potentially make that into a possession game also.
I saw Darrell Henderson run all over the Bills. I think Josh Jacobs going to have a big game.
That's what I'm saying. I think John Gruden's just going to hand the ball off 25 times to Josh Jacobs.
No, I like that spot. What's your last one?
So, like I said, Cowboys were the last team. So my last bet is the Packers-Falcons game. The over-under is 58. Super high.
That's massive.
But I'm still taking the over. Neither defense can stop anything.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely a high
Especially
score.
if Julio Jones comes back.
Yeah, he torches the Packers, too, all the time. Every time they play, he just has like 180 yards. Just book it. That's a massive over, but I don't see how you could take the under. I just
can't.
I can't. I think the Packers might score 42, like just by themselves.
Exactly. No, the Falcons are going to score like 45 points, and it's going to be like 45-7, and then they're going to, have their breakdown and crumble at the end and lose like 52-45.
Oh yeah, yeah. You heard it here first. Yeah.
You can always count on the Falcons to crumble.
You can. Yeah, that's a good bet.
That's the only consistent thing that's been going on this year.
My last one is another high. I'm taking the Ravens at Washington, -13 on the road. I think they just got embarrassed on Monday night last night. I think they're going to come out and just take it out on Washington. Washington got beat by 14 by the Browns last week. I don't have any faith in Haskins. I'm not liking what I'm seeing. I think Baltimore's going to shred Washington.
Man, I agree. I am growing more and more disappointed in Dwayne Haskins. And the thing is Washington's not even asking a lot of them.
They're not.
Their defense is solid. They're not asking them to play shootouts.
They're just asking him to manage the game.
Manage the game, and he can't even do that.
Just keep him in the game. He's just so immobile, too.
So immobile. He consistently puts his defense in those short yardage,
They're just so short fields, yeah.
Short fields.
Yeah,
All day long.
it's going to be a long day for Dwayne Haskins. So, book those. We will do better than 3-5. Just make some money. Put in some parlays.
Make that money. Like and share, and you get a free bet. Or could have a free bet.
Yeah. Well, the last segment of the day. Reaching or preaching. I touched on this a little earlier. My reaching or preaching. I'm taking the Raiders to beat the Bills flat out. I don't want the points. I just want money line. I don't need the +3. You're not taking that?
All right, I believe in my boy Josh Allen.
Yeah, they're 3-point favorites still. They're 3-0. I'm taking the Raiders to pull off the upset and tell them what the punishment's gonna be. It's gonna be a good one.
Oh, the punishment is whoever the loser is gonna get iced next week.
Getting iced on video.
Better be able to chug that fast.
Yeah. Well, you better be able to chug that fast. Come on, David Carr. Or Derek Carr, sorry.
Who's David Carr?
It's big brother.
I know. Just... No, you didn't. Did you see that Josh Allen was all upset? He's like, "Oh, all these haters," and then he like put out a survey. Why'd you hate on me on Twitter?
I didn't see that.
Oh, it's not a survey. It was like an apology for him. I hated on you because of this or that. You should look it up. It was pretty funny.
Yeah,
So
Jalen Ramsey on there? Because he called him trash like 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh, but Jalen Ramsey also turned his attitude around on that.
Yeah, I saw that.
But no, I thought it was pretty funny. But at the same time, I don't want this week to be the week where it gets to his head and he gets trashed because he's like, "Oh, there's some humble pie," just like Harrison Butker.
Yeah.
But anyways, I wanted to take that stab at him before we left. Yeah. But for Pistol Pete, Long, stay fair from KC.